equality.
Throughout time, there has been significant milestones for equality before the law. These milestones have shaped the world that we live in today. These milestones include civil rights, women's rights, and LGBT rights. Even though they are unique in their own ways, they all have been strided by individuals with the same ambitions in mind, which is equality for all.
In 1954, the Brown v. Board of Education was about 9 black students that were sent to a segregated school. These 9 students were known as the Little Rock Nine. These 9 students were discriminated and harassed by the white students at that school, which means that they needed police escort every day. In its verdict, the Supreme Court did not specify how exactly schools should be integrated, but asked for further arguments about it.
From the beginning of our country's birth, women were seen as unequal under the law. For example, married women couldn't own property and had no legal claim to any money they might earn, and no female had the right to vote. Women were expected to focus on housework and motherhood, not politics. The campaign for women's suffrage was a small but growing movement in the decades before the Civil War. Starting in the 1820s, various reform groups proliferated across the U.S., and women played a dominant role in a number of these. However, many American women resisted the movement and believed women should be a pious, submissive wife and mother, only concerned with the home and family. In 1848, the movement for women's rights became national, beginning with the Seneca Falls Convention, headed by Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Lucretia Mott. Following the convention, women's suffrage became the focus of the movement. In 1875, during the Minor and Happersett case, Minor was found guilty of illegally voting. This case solidified that women's suffrage was not a constitutional right. Only a few years later, Susan B. Anthony with other activists again tried to vote and were found guilty of illegally voting. Minor, Anthony, and other women really pushed the movement forward into a lengthy battle that eventually ended in the ratification of the 19th Amendment on August 26, 1920. However, it wasn't until Lesser versus Garnett that women's voting rights were truly enforced.
I'm so excited that the 19th Amendment passed. We can finally vote.
Me too.
Do you want to go celebrate our voting rights?
Of course I do. Where do you want to go?
Let's go get drinks.
You guys can't vote.
Yes, we can.
Your state hasn't ratified the 19th Amendment yet.
We can still vote. It's in the Constitution.
It is. Have you read it?
Nope.
Let's take this to court.
Okay.
Lesser versus Garnett has now started. Lesser, you have the floor.
I want to sue these women for illegally voting since the 19th Amendment has not been ratified yet in their state.
All right, Garnett, now you can speak.
Mr. Judge, it is our constitutional right that we are allowed to vote. The 19th Amendment has been ratified by the nation, not only the states, so it is our right.
Not allowing us to vote is violating our constitutional right to vote.
I am in favor of Garnett.
While the focus of the feminist movement originally revolved around suffrage, women's equality is far from one. Today, many women are still fighting for equal wages, women's health care rights, gender role disputes, and other female-based injustices.
Hello, I'm an attorney with the women's rights law firm, fighting for gender equality. Do you constantly feel oppressed?
Out of my way, woman.
I need an attorney now. Do you feel like you can't find equal job opportunities?
Hi, I'm here to apply for the job.
Yo, I noticed that you needed help.
Oh yeah, here's an application right here.
I need an attorney.
If this is you, I urge you to call us now at 1-800-Women's Rights. I was just like you.
Most historians agree that there's evidence of homosexual activity and same-sex love, whether such relationships were accepted or persecuted in every documented culture. Social movements organizing around the acceptance and rights of persons who might today identify as LGBT or queer began as responses to centuries of persecution by church, state, and medical authorities. Here I am with an LGBT activist. He's going to explain his thoughts on the community and what is going on. What is your full name and where are you from? Hello, I am Jimmy Joe Jobins, and I am from Connecticut, United States. Sweet. What do you do for your work? So basically I go around, see what issues people have, and I help them out with their issues. I see. And what are you involved with in your community? So basically I have a couple groups in the area, and we all talk about what's going on in the area and how we can help with the issues that are happening, and we try our best to really help individuals out with their identity and just if they have any issues going on. Good answer. What does the word discrimination mean to your soul? So basically discrimination is just basically people who are either like picked on for who they are, whether it be skin color, identity, and how they look. Discrimination can fall under all of those lines. Any category, huh? Basically. Can you briefly describe some of the gay, lesbian, bisexual, or transgender people who are important to you in your life? So yes, my aunt is gay, and... Oh, my aunt is gay too. That's crazy. Yes. And she just has really empowered me and to do my work, because she's just such a strong influence in my life. And I just really love how she goes about with her business. She doesn't give a care about what anyone says, and she just really knows who she is, and she's a very strong and independent woman. All right, thank you for tuning into this interview with Jimmy Joe Jobins. It's been such a pleasure, and thank you so much for joining me, man. Like, I hope we in the future just get to really kick it and just maybe... Yeah, it was a good time. All right. The LGBT Foundation is a charity based in Manchester. It is dated back 40 years, and it aims at meeting the needs of lesbian, gay, bisexual, and trans people. With buying this flag, all the proceeds will benefit this foundation. Let's meet the people that these proceeds will benefit.
Hi, I'd like to buy one of your flags.
Uh-huh. Oh, thank you.
We can put this in our bedroom.
Yes, of course. It's so cute.
I know. Help us.